In this video, we will explore HTML headings. We will learn how to use the h1 through h6 elements for creating a clear document structure and hierarchy on your web pages. Let's get started. HTML headings are elements used to define the structure and hierarchy of content on a web page. They range from h1, which is the most important, to h6, which is the least important. The purpose of HTML headings are to create document structure, improve accessibility for users with disabilities, enhance search engine optimization, and provide a clear visual hierarchy on your web page. Here are examples of HTML heading elements from h1 to h3. The first example is an h1 heading, which is typically used for the main title of a page or section. The code for this is opening tag h1, closing tag h1. Inside these tags, you would place the text heading level 1. The second example is an h2 heading, which is used for major subsections. The code for this is opening tag h2, closing tag h2. Inside these tags, you will write heading level 2. The third example is an h3 heading, used for subsections within h2 sections. The code is opening tag h3, closing tag h3, and the text inside these tags is heading level 3. Continuing with our examples of HTML heading elements, this slide shows examples of h4, h5, and h6 headings. An h4 heading can be used for subsections within h3 sections. The code is opening tag h4, closing tag h4, and the text is heading level 4. h5 headings can be used for minor points within h4 sections. The code is opening tag h5, closing tag h5, and the text is heading level 5. Finally, h6 headings are for the least important headings. The code is opening tag h6, closing tag h6, and the text is heading level 6. An important note: by default, browsers apply different font sizes to each heading level, with h1 being the largest and h6 being the smallest. Let's look at some best practices for using HTML headings. First, use only one h1 per page, typically for the main title. Second, follow a hierarchical structure and do not skip heading levels. Third, keep headings concise and descriptive. Fourth, use headings to outline your content, making it easier to understand the structure of your page. Lastly, avoid using headings just for styling purposes. They are meant to define structure. Here is an example of a proper heading structure: an h1 element for website title, followed by an h2 element for main section, then an h3 element for subsection, followed by another h3 element for another subsection, and then an h2 element for another main section. HTML headings can be styled using CSS, just like any other HTML element. Here is an example of CSS code for styling h1 and h2 headings. For h1, the color is set to a red color value. The font size is set to 42 pixels. The text align property is set to center. The text transform property is set to uppercase. The letter spacing is set to 2 pixels. The text shadow is set to 2 pixels for pixels with an RGBA value of 0000.2. For h2, the color is set to a blue color value. The font size is set to 34 pixels. A border bottom is added that is 3 pixels solid with the same blue color value. The padding bottom is set to 10 pixels. Here are examples of headings that have been styled with CSS. Remember that you can style headings to look however you want, but you should maintain semantic meaning. Do not use h1 through h6 elements just for their default styling. Here is a summary of the key takeaways from this video. HTML headings, h1 through h6, are used to create document structure. Use headings in hierarchical order without skipping levels. Include only one h1 per page. Headings improve accessibility and SEO. Style headings with CSS for visual appeal. Here are some additional resources: the MDN web docs on HTML headings, the W3C HTML specification, and the Web Accessibility Initiative. Here are your next steps. Practice creating properly structured HTML documents. Explore CSS styling techniques for headings. Learn about HTML5 semantic elements that work with headings. Study accessibility best practices for document structure. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.